How's it going, everybody? Today is going to be the human meta team. Now, humans did get a big change with Valkyrie. It's she's really good. Out of the four new units, Valkyrie is number one, then Ice Spirit is number two, and then the other two are just bleh. I guess Incubus is the worst compared to how useful they are to a team. But Valkyrie gives more move speed, more attack range, and more game speed than Steampunk, which is crazy because that's what Steampunk was the best for last patch, I guess you could say. But Valkyrie not only gives the two movement speed increases at when you put metals into them, it's a total of 12%, 18%, I believe. Yeah, there's the own tribe's movement speed and movement speed right there, and then her passive by another 6%. So, you know, 24% movement speed per Valkyrie, which is pretty nice. And then on top of that, increased basic game speed and attack range by 6%. Not only that, but increase all units' attacks distance by 1%. Now, when you put metals into it, it'll go up to 3% total. So if you're running 7, that's going to be 21% plus the extra whatever from the other one is. Sorry, I didn't want to do the math all right away. But it is more than Steampunk's. Not only that, she stuns a lot. And on top of that, she has her own Valkyrie buff that she casts at random times, or when she dies, it is applied to random units. Now, you would want to run a lot of them, but the problem is the buff does not stack, but it refreshes, if I am correct on that. And whichever is the higher tiered Valkyrie, so let's say there's a senior versus a trans 1, the trans 1 casts her buff on something that already had a senior buff on it, it will make it the trans 1 buff, and it goes all the way up to trans 3, but you have to have a trans 3 Valkyrie to get it. How strong is it? That buff is considerable enough to possibly replace either the priest or steampunk off guild raids and swap it out with Valkyrie for more damage. Now, that Valkyrie buff is pretty overpowered on its own. Raises attack, the movement, and attack speed of nearby units for a short period of time. Now, yeah, and with multiple Valkyries, it's always being cast constantly, especially when they die. So Valkyrie already becomes a very good unit just because of that buff. Now, reason why you would run 7 is a lot of stun, but there's one fallback to the Valkyrie with all that stun is it's only one kind of stun. Compared to, I'll say, the Druid has a slow while the Alchemist has the transform, as well as I think the Sylphed has a stun as well, so it's 3 types of crowd control compared to the Valkyrie's 1. So if there's one stun immune opponent, it's kind of, it negates it. But just like all the other units for these new units, she does decrease the raid skill cooldowns. She is immune to paralysis. I think one of the others are both immune to paralysis and stun. And just like all the others, increase movement speed, attack range, and attacks the basic speed of the game. Now the cool thing is, what I was looking at the steampunk, I didn't realize, but his buffs go towards both human and elf. So if you wanted to go for a hybrid build, you would, use Steampunk as support with Valkyrie as well. And it's just, if you want to do that, I wouldn't do that. I would just stick the single races and 2-core this with the Valkyrie and the Steampunk. Now, other than that, there's not too many good substitutes for human units aside Steampunk and Valkyrie, just because that's the only thing they really have. Each one of them increases the attack range, game speed, move speed, just everything pretty much. And in mass, it's very good. So yeah, I guess that would be all for the human core team, the human team in general. What would be best? Until you get these units, try to put whatever you can in, I guess, that you think is good. Just don't transcend anything. But yeah, this is the human team. You guys have a good day.